Good morning, YouTube. I know it's been a long time, but we're back. And today's episode, we are discussing the different stereotypes that go with both games and gamers. So that is
Ooh,
our
are we
subject.
talking about gaming?
What are you doing?
What?
How?
Oh. Well, I was in the neighborhood and I heard the word gaming. It just had to drop in.
Okay. All right, so basically our topic for discussion today is the stereotypes that go with gamers, because I guess, I'd say 75% of people, when they hear the term gamer, they think of this guy. But that's just not true. There are different types of gamers, and I've got this group of crazy ass people that are going to help me on today's
Some are crazier than others.
That was a question.
Yeah. So I've got a lot of guest stars today.
Crazy.
Yeah, I got a lot of guest stars today.
Where am I supposed to be looking?
I will let everyone introduce themselves. So the person to my right is Rick here.
Hello.
He's 900 years old. He's
Not quite.
He's the oldest guy. Yeah, he's the oldest guy of our group. And then over here, we have Shadowcat.
Hi, Shadowcat here. What's up? I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking. I don't know where my camera is, you guys.
Wow. If
Shadowcat from Sailor Cat Gaming. Ooh.
If only my character could facepalm. That would
Shameless
be great.
self-promotion.
Yeah, for real.
That's when you just look down, shake your head, and just go.
And then on my right, or on my left, I'm sorry, we have Beardo. Okay. And then way in the corner at the computer is
They
Soul.
banished me. They banished me over here.
You
Help
were being
me.
bad.
Send help.
So,
Don't send help. She was being bad. She deserves to be over there.
What are you gonna do, with me?
yes.
Can we cut that out?
Nope, that's staying. That is
No,
staying.
leave that in.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna start it with Beardo, and see what he has to say.
Put me in the hot seat, are you?
Hell yes.
Oh, we haven't ordered?
All right. Well, Dan and I were talking about this a while back. When he asked me to if I wanted to be in this, and I was thinking of some of the stuff that I've seen, some of it on Facebook, some of it in my Google Now feed, where it mainly just talked about how games like GTA 5 was actually being used to help a self-driving car learn how to drive itself, basically. It's actually a really good way to go about it if you think.
I mean, what is your overall thought process to the people that are like, oh, video games really don't do much. They're more of a waste of time and money and stuff like that. What I know. I have the same exact issue. And the thing is, they don't understand.
Well, I could definitely understand where they're coming from when they say that it can be very expensive depending on the title. I mean, you look at some of them. Say on PlayStation 4, I own Destiny up through Rise of Iron, so that's Destiny. That was
60, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 60 for the original, but when I first bought the game, I actually bought it with the season pass, so I initially paid $100 to get the game plus the first 2 expansions, and then I paid another 30 for Taken King. I paid another 30 for Rise of Iron. And I'm actually considering doing the pre-order of Destiny 2 with the digital deluxe or with the season pass, which will be an additional $100. It can definitely get expensive going into gaming. That's just one video game. That's not talking about any of the consoles or any of the computers if you build your own or you buy one.
But doesn't
building a computer
doesn't the expense kind of like give you motivation to go to work, get a job, so you can actually pay for all of those things? So isn't that in essence a good thing?
Oh, definitely, definitely. Now, there are cases where some people have, kind of abandoned their social life, their financial responsibilities in order to just play games, and there are definitely some very severe cases of, if I recall correctly, there are several cases of child neglect and even deaths reported because people just left themselves to the game. And that can definitely happen if you're not overly careful. But to anybody who is aware of everything, that knows their own personal limits, that I don't think is going to be a problem. They're going to be the mild casual gamers who just do it for like the fun. A lot of them are going to be on, say, Facebook games, just some very basic time killers that are free. And then you have your more extreme gamers, your professional gamers. Now, those can make a lot of money as well because, say, for example, Rocket League, the internet, that's an indie game, by the way. That one wasn't made by any major company.
Yeah.
They have an international championship where the winning team could walk away with over $100,000.
Okay, so the thing is, like, what people don't understand is when it comes to gaming, like, you can make a living off of that. I'm not saying everybody can do that, but look at Markiplier. Look at Markiplier, look at PewDiePie, look at CNanners. Like, there's ways to use gaming other than just to waste time. I mean...
And there are many cases where video games are actually used in therapy as well. The lady that I know that does counseling has actually used certain video games. I can't remember the exact ones that she's used, but she's used them to help like kids open up and talk more, or like get what's the word? Like understand a situation better. And I know for me personally, like for whenever I'm getting really stressed out or really anxious, I play like Harvest Moon type games to where there's not really a whole bunch of stress or really assignments you need to do. It's just something that you can lay back and relax.
Which I completely get, because like when you're frustrated, you can play stuff like me and Rick would go into Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 and just shoot the crap out of stuff just to get your anger out. And it works. It works. It's a good mechanism. And the thing
it's better than writing an angry letter or punching a hole in your wall.
Yeah.
Or in some of the more extreme cases, as we've all seen in the news, a school shooting or even worse. Say even the more recent bombing of Manchester Stadium at the Ariana Grande concert. It's definitely a lot simpler and a lot cheaper and a lot more legal to take your frustrations out on either some plants, or some zombies, or
prop hunt, which can definitely lead to more rage. It really depends on who you're playing with. If you're playing with me, that's not going to end well.
I mean, definitely play Don't Play Golf Friend.
No.
Yeah, but what you were saying about the school shooting thing, a lot of those have been actually blamed on video games.
Yeah, exactly. It's true, and that's not the case. It comes down to individual people. Just like some people are alcoholics, that doesn't mean everyone that drinks is going to be an alcoholic. That's not how it works.
This is true.
But I mean, the thing is, like, there's different types of video games for different types of people. Just like what Shadow was saying, like, some people play RPGs, some people play, puzzle games like Tetris. Like, Tetris is a great game for hand-eye coordination.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm a personal fan of Luxor 3, of the Luxor. Yeah. I'm a personal fan of those.
Oh, I love those games.
Because, like, people are like, oh, yeah, this is just a waste of time. And I'm sitting here like, tests have shown in multiple occasions that, A, you have faster reaction time, you have better teamwork, you have better problem-solving skills based on playing video games.
Yeah.
So, And not to mention the people that go into, modding games. Like, look at Skyrim. There are mods that people make that are ridiculous. Like, you can go into programming an entire game from just,
Yeah, there is actually a Skyrim mod that replaces the entire game.
Yeah. But, let's revert back to even physical characteristics of the gamers themselves. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you can't tell me that 75% of people aren't like, oh, okay, South Park guy, that's how gamers are, and the girls that play are just as bad. And I'm just like, that's not the case. I mean, I myself, I'm 6'3", 210. I'm a free runner, martial artist. Like, I do all sorts of things other than just gaming. Gaming isn't just my entire life.
I myself don't fit that typical look. I have a 6-inch goatee. I have long hair. I actually look more like a biker than I do a computer geek.
Yeah, but just people in general get stereotypical responses. Games, God, think of games like Amnesia, or there's other games that are very deep when it comes to psychological stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
There's one on the PlayStation 2 where the game itself would actually evolve based on
your fear, right?
Well, based on your fear, based on answers that you gave to the in-game psychologist. It would actually, the game would actually adapt and develop according to how you answered those questions.
We have yet to hear from Soul, who's over here. So, Soul, give us your opinions.
So, I myself am a 5'2.5", 5'3" on a good day, white girl. Hi. And I'd like to say I'm smarter than this. I mean, I'm a full-time college student. I also work full-time. I have 2 full-time jobs actually now. Kill me. But I too really enjoy gaming.
Yeah.
It's something that not everyone expects. Like, hey, I'm an honor roll student. I'm in the high honor society. I'm involved in school. And then when I get home, I'm a fucking nerd. It's great. But
aren't you doing medical? Aren't you going like medical route?
Yes, actually, which is what I was going to bring up. I am a forensic science and pre-medical double major. I have 3 minors, which are chemistry, biology, and then music, just for the fun of it.
For the lulz.
But for the lulz, just because I can fit it in and see, like, hey, let's see how I do taking 17 to 20 credits on average per semester. I hate myself.
Yeah. But
you are at this point.
You still make time for gaming, and that's admirable.
It's because it's a big part of who I am. I am also clinically diagnosed with dysthymia, which is a form of depression, as well as GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder.
Fun.
Couldn't tell by talking to me right now, but it's something that I have to deal with all the time. Well, and there's a couple of games that actually really focus on and try to demonstrate and illustrate what it's like to go through having a mental illness, which is another really handy thing about gaming. There's a couple that I've played is Elude. It's a boy who is basically wandering through the forest. It's painted like in muted greens and browns. But the objective is to like hop from tree branch to tree branch and ultimately reach the highest platform in the forest, which is like a bright otherworldly area with sunshine and flowers. But the thing is that it's not easy to stay there. It's really easy to fall back down, and it's a really good illustrator of depression.
Yeah, because you have the moments of, yay, I'm super happy, and then something comes along and you're like, I hate my life.
And
yeah.
That actually reminds me, there was a game that I had in my Steam library, because kind of similar to you, I do tend to have a few bouts of depression, where there's a free game, at least when I got it, it was free on Steam. I want to say it was called Depression Quest, or it was...
Yep, I've played that one too.
Yeah, that one was free to get back when I got it, and it was a strictly dialogue type game where you saw the messages and you could make decisions, and the goal was to fight the depression. The resources that would normally be in real life, say if you went to seek help, they were included in the game. It was very realistic, and
then there were other times, because I have played this as well, where you would choose an option, but it wouldn't let you actually choose it. It would click back and it would choose a different option saying, hey, you're just too mentally tired to do this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just an amazing illustrator of what it's actually like to cope with these illnesses, because not enough people realize today that we aren't, especially people who have these, aren't faking it. We aren't doing it for
attention
the lulls
or
or
anything
whatever.
like that. Yeah. Well, I mean, there was also a game, I don't know if you guys have heard this. I think actually my buddy worked on it, called That Dragon Cancer. I don't know if
I've heard of that game. I haven't had the guts to watch and or play it yet.
Yeah, it apparently was about like either his son or his friend's son or something, and it went through like everything of his friend's son going through cancer, dying of cancer, and like all of the battle in between, and it was like super realistic. And there's so many games out there, not just like, they're not all first person, Call of Duters or anything like that. Like
Duters.
I did say Duters. I will go on record saying that. But like there are games that like they're very deep and meaningful. Like it's ridiculous.
I mean, the good thing is that a lot of games, such as going back to Skyrim, a lot of these games actually put in survival modes.
Yeah.
You can get mods that actually, if you're in a cold area, you could freeze to death.
Yeah.
You can get mods for My Little Pony Rain.
And another thing about gaming, before we wrap up, another thing about gaming is, say, lack of socialization, and a lot of times that's simply not true. Now, if you are extremely introverted, then yeah, it's going to be hard no matter what you do. But say, for example, I don't know a single one of these people in person. Out of all of my friends on Discord, I can name 4 or 5 people that I've met in person.
And the funny thing is they say you can't have true friendships as gamers.
Bullshit!
Yeah, that's crap.
I call BS on that, because Dan and I have known each other for 6 years.
And
I would say we have a very good friendship.
The computer that I'm using, I didn't even buy. My friend just gave it to me.
Yes.
So, I mean, good things can come... Like, you can be the most introverted person in the world, but... like, be terrible at social interaction and stuff like that. But when it comes to gaming, you will open up. That's just how it works. That's just how it goes.
The thing is that you have such a hard time communicating with somebody face-to-face because you're worried that your gestures are going to be interpreted the wrong way. You don't know if you need to look them in the eye or if you need to look at their nose or something else. Whereas with online interactions like this, there's no face, there's no pain.
Yep.
I mean, the thing with Rick, what he was saying about like not real friends, there was a case of a World of Warcraft player that died of cancer, and there was a gathering of like 300 different people on the World of Warcraft server from different guilds, from different sectors of the game, to where they made him an honorary like character in the game, like an NPC character, built a statue to him, and people were really sad. And that's how it is in real life. Like, there is a very social community with people online, and
it can be a very tightly knit, very dependable, very secure society, basically. Very reliable. Let's be honest, Dan has probably pissed us off countless times.
Woo!
He made me cry. He made me cry.
Yay!
It's okay, so he's made me cry and throw up from laughter. So
he's made me nearly puke from laughter, but he made me cry.
Well, I mean, I made Shadow fall out of her chair twice, so.
And break it.
Here we are. We pretty much leapt at the chance to get on here with him and discuss this.
That's true. I asked to be here. I'm like, guys, I'm lonely. Can I come?
At 2:30 in the morning.
I mean, for me, he asked me if I wanted to be on a talk show. I didn't even ask what it was going to be about. I just said yes.
I'll happily sit on the ceiling anytime you need to be.
Okay, so like I said, final thoughts. I feel that games get a bad rap, gamers get an even worse rap, because, games, they can be good. It really depends on the person, it really depends on the player, it really depends on the story. They're not all Call of Duters. They are not, I repeat, not all Call of Duters. And the people that play them, they're not all going to shoot up a school. That's just not how it works. That's the same thing I said earlier about alcohol. It depends on the person.
5'2", white girl.
Okay, well, that is this week's show, so thank you for joining us. If you have any topic that you want us to potentially discuss, just leave it in the comments section below, and we will get to it. And basically, our situation is the comment with the most likes will be the discussion topic for the next video. So just leave your comments in the comment section below, and who knows, we might talk about your topic next week. All right, well, thank you for watching, and I hope that we see you next... Could you get off of my head, please?
Do I blow it up now?